What's going on, guys? I'm here with Jason Benetti. Jason is a play-by-play broadcaster for the Chicago White Sox and a play-by-play broadcaster for ESPN. This is his first time winning the award, which is super exciting. Congratulations, Jason, and thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Sahil. The stipend for winning the award actually went to interior decoration for me.
Oh, great. That's good to hear.
It's a new vent.
I see. It looks new. The
Yeah.
event looks really new, very stylish.
Yeah, thanks.
So, Jason, on your way to where you are now, an incredibly impressive resume and positions you're in. What was your career path like on your way to where you are now? Was it linear? Did you know what you wanted to do when you were young? Like, how did you get to where you are today?
You can ask anybody that I went to college with. Anything that didn't have to do with doing play-by-play that was involved in the radio stations that we worked for, I didn't really want to do. That was to be delegated to other people, if at all possible. I would do features and hosting and things like that, but I always wanted to be a play-by-play announcer. So for me, after I graduated in 2005, I immediately went into calling games, and I've been really fortunate, whether it's in minor league baseball or mid-major basketball or whatever, that since '05, basically throughout, I've been doing games in one capacity or another. And so that's always been what I love to do. And I have a lot of people to thank from my high school radio station and people at Syracuse. And then in between, I went to law school as well while I was doing games. And that's helped tremendously in my career as well.
So that you said that, and that intrigues me. So you said you went to law school as well. How has that had a positive effect on your career?
Yeah, the thing about law school is I didn't expect it to apply so much to what we do. But number one, when you're questioning witnesses in trial practice class or in trial, I've never become a certified lawyer. I went to law school, didn't take the bar. But when I learned about asking questions of witnesses, if it's your own witness, you want to ask really open-ended questions and let them talk. If it's a hostile witness, somebody else's witness, you want to sort of corner them and say, so you were there on that night, right? And then they say, yes. You don't want to let them talk. And so it's helped my interviewing skills, I think, substantially in knowing that I always want my guest or my counterpart, whoever I'm interviewing, to have the most open-ended question possible. I want them to be able to express their story. It's not about my question, it's about their answer. And then the other thing is when a jury goes back into the jury room, you don't get to barge in and say, no, you misunderstood. Like whatever you present at trial is what they go into the jury room with. And so I never really complained that an audience didn't understand something I said because I'm the one that put it out there. And if I wasn't clear enough, that's on me.
Right. That's a very interesting perspective because I've never heard the two work in conjunction with each other, and that's really awesome to hear. So now, in your current role now, or at any point in your career, a position you had, what is your favorite part of the job?
Whew, that's tough. My favorite part of the job, and this is a broad brushstroke, is that it's different every day. Whether it's the game's different, or the way my partner and I discuss something is different, or the truck put something in front of us that was really intriguingly different. I like that our brains fire in a different way every day. That's what I got into it for. If it started to become mundane or rote or easy in that way, I think I would probably stop. But it never really will do that because you have a different partner with ESPN, every couple of weeks maybe,
Right.
or you have a different crew that you work with, or you have a different game or a different coach that you talk to. So I just love the curiosity factor that comes with doing a different game and different teams and different players. And it's never the same thing. So there's no, well, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so everything is routine and sort of annoyingly so. But when you put the headset on, it's different every night.
Right. And I hear that a lot too. It's because in sports, it's like you really don't know. Like you can see anything on any day, on any given day. You can see something you've never seen before, even if you've been covering the sport for 30, 40, 50 years. And like you said, like the sport, like sports is always evolving almost, right? It's like never really stagnant. Different players, different coaches, different situations, and yeah,
Well,
that's
I would
awesome.
say this too. I mean, number one, like I did 10 years in the minor leagues. One of the things I learned there is, hey, if it's Monday night and the team's down 9-1 in the third, find something interesting. Find something that you can develop a story out of. Find
Right.
something that you can creatively present to the listeners, the viewers. And so, even if the game seems like one you've seen before, there's something going on there that's different, and it's about taking your eyes to see that.
Awesome. Yeah. So, um, what do you consider, and it could be something tangible or intangible, it could be when you first started, it could be now, it could be this award, but what has been the highlight of your career thus far?
Highlight of my career. Ooh, so there are a couple. Locally, the White Sox hiring me is just a grand pronouncement of me getting to come home and grow up loving a team and then work for them. But there are a couple moments that have really stood out. 2018, our first ESPN StatCast playoff show, Cubs Rockies. It was a 14 inning game. And the response was so beautiful. And in the booth, the feelings that I had between Mike Petriello and Eduardo Perez and myself and our production crew, it's unlike anything that I had felt up until that point. Just the camaraderie and the collaboration, and each one of us built on each other's thoughts so wonderfully that night. And it just felt so easy. So that crew is something that I would never want to give up. And then number two, having Bill Walton on a White Sox telecast to do baseball was an absolute tsunami of fun. It was about a 3.5 hour game, and at different points, it felt like it was a 20-minute game and a 72-day game. It was grand fun. It was tremendously insightful. It sort of exploded the internet that night. And
Yeah, I saw the
I,
pictures. Yeah.
yeah, I love the guy dearly. He's a
Yeah.
wonderful person. He's a thoughtful friend. And the fact that we got to do that was so cool. And then the next day, my guest in the booth was Mike Schur, the creator of Parks and Rec, and he was
Wow.
on The Office as Mose from The Office. Like Mike
Oh,
Schur is
wow.
absolute comedic genius.
Yeah.
And he got overshadowed publicly by Bill Walton. But Mike Schur is a huge baseball fan, used to write the blog Fire Joe Morgan, right? Like he
Yeah.
loves baseball. He's a wonderful man and one of the creative geniuses of our time. So like I'm coming down from Bill Walton, and I have like the smartest person in the world next to me the next day.
Right.
And then Mike O'Brien, who's an SNL alum and has become a very good friend, did Sunday. And it's like Bill Walton stood out, but I had two comedic, brilliant minds
Right.
next to me the next 2 days. So that whole series is, I would take that
Was
forever.
an incredible experience. Yeah, that sounds like an incredible experience. Experiences. So, for people who are thinking about getting into the sports media industry, or may already be in it, or thinking of maybe shifting careers, what is a piece of advice you could give someone who's thinking about entering the industry?
Mm, my first piece of advice is a lot of people will tell you it's about who you know. I don't disagree with that, but make the tape really good. Because at some point, if it's good, people aren't going to say no anymore. If it's great, you're going to make them say yes. So work at the craft. And I know like networking and LinkedIn and like all those catchphrases and stuff. I want the tape to be great. I want really creative people. If I'm hiring, like I want really creative people. And, not everybody is looking for that specifically, but if you sound the part and you know your way around a game and you're really strong at this, somebody's going to hire you.
Right.
Even in a tough climate, somebody's going to hire you. The great people get hired at some point, somewhere, somehow. They don't get lost because, like, when you touch an audience, you can't take that away from anybody.
Right. So that is very interesting to hear too, because a lot of the college graduates like myself and people that are coming out who are just been in the social media age for so long. You know, they're always taught like networking is the most important thing, and you have to network. And like you said, it is important, but you know, working on the craft itself is, because you could know everyone in the world, but if you're not good at what you do, then you know eventually those opportunities will, you know, get lost. So
Okay, so say you know a lot of people, like you get a job, are you going to keep it?
right,
I don't know.
exactly.
Like, are you good enough to keep it? I don't
Right.
know. I mean, maybe you get a ton of chances, but to me, like, and the word networking is just so antiseptic and is so plastic. Like, I want to meet people and have them understand me and me understand them. That curiosity, networking is very transactional, and I don't think that's how relationships work.
Right. Um, well, those are all the questions I have for you, Jason. Again, congratulations on winning the award, and thank you for coming on and speaking with me. If you want to say anyone or say anything or thank anyone before we head off, you can go ahead and do that now.
So many people to thank. The Oscar stares are going to come in, so I don't want to go down that road. But I do appreciate the heck out of WHFH, my high school radio station, and WAER, my college radio station, because if not for them, I wouldn't have the standards that I have today. So thanks to them.
Awesome. Thank you again, Jason, and congratulations.
Thank you.